So guys, in the last video, we made our very first functional component. And in this video, we're gonna take a closer look at class component. So hey guys, this is Mayank, and without any further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so let's just use the project that we made in the last video, which is functional app. And inside that itself, I will tell you how to make your very first class component. So there we go with the project. Here we have our app.js file and the functional component that we made last time, if you remember. Okay, I'll just create a new file right here. Let's just name it developer.js. You can name it whatever you want. Alright, so there we go. Let's write our very first class component now. Let's write import, because we need to import React in this one as well. And one more thing that we need is component this time. We need the component class and we will derive it from the React module itself. So let's write component and from we will write React. Alright, so how do we need to state our class? Like this. Okay, class, let's name it developer. Okay, and it will extend. What will it extend? It will extend the component. Alright, so there we have our very first class component, and inside the class component, as I told you before, if you remember, I said that you need to have a render method which will in turn returns a HTML that you need to show on the screen. So let's just write render. Okay, there we go with the render method, and inside it you need to return whatever you want to show on the screen. In this case, I'm just going to show a h1 tag. So let's just write hello developers. Okay, so let's just save this file now. And as I told you before in the functional component part, that you need to export a component, then only you can just import that somewhere else. So let's write export default. I hope you remember default keyword from the last video. If you don't, please go and watch that video. I have briefly talked about what is default and why we use it. Okay, so let's write the name of the component, which is developer in this case. Let's just save this file again. And what I want to do is to add this component inside my app component. So I will just import this right here. Let's write import developer from, and from where we're going to do that? We have it in the same directory. Yeah, there we go. So we have just imported it. Now we can use it inside our return call in the app component. So let's just write here that we need to just import this component and just self close this. If you don't want to write anything inside it, you just use these self closing block. Alright guys, so let's just save this project now and open the terminal and write npm start to run the app. Okay, so there we go. We will see whatever we have made so far. So let's just see. I'm waiting for the app to run. Alright guys, so there you see that here we have our hello developers h1 tag that we gave, and hello my YouTube family from our last component which we made in the last video, that is a functional component. So you can use whichever component you want. That is your personal preference, and that also depends on the requirement, because in the class component, as I told you before, we have a particular life cycle that we can use to schedule our task. If you want to if you want to just call an API and handle that, so you have some methods that you can override, and you just can use them to make your class more structured and more synchronous or asynchronous, in whichever manner you want. You can just do that. And whereas in the functional component, we don't used to have something like this, but after the introduction of React hooks, we do have many things now which we will talk about in the upcoming videos. So guys, let's just recap whatever we have learned so far. We need to write our class something like this. We need to use the render method so that we can return the HTML, or you can say the XML. I will tell you about the XML in the upcoming videos. What is XML? So whatever you want to just return and want to display on the screen, you need to just use this render method for that in class component. Alright guys, and this one also you need to export it, then you can just import it wherever you want. In this case I am importing it in the app component, that is my root component in this case. So guys, that's all for this video, and in the next video we will talk about some more basic things that we're going to use in class and functions. As I've already said, we have React hooks, we also have some things like props, state, and the XML that I have talked about. So we will discuss all of those things in the upcoming videos, so stay tuned, and if you have any doubt, please write that in the comment section down below and I will surely reply to that. So guys, see you in the next one. Bye bye. Jai Hind.